Okay, so let's see how LAT are playing here. I'm going to try and focus a little bit more on Ken to see what was giving him success. But we'll try and take away a lot of things from both teams. So got the side that one, double pinching. I like this break. I think LAT like to try and instantly flip on the blue side and then try and play for that P1. Good first kill. 8's playing off that. Hold on, let me move my keyboard away so you can't hear that. 7's taking Charles. 5's watching over 7. So even just the break off, the fact that they've got 2 people challenging the same thing tells you they're locked in. The fact that them 2 are fighting together and them 2 are fighting together. This is beautiful stuff. So they got Ernie watching over, clearing his timings towards the left. 7, Paco's activating on the pinch. They're now in a 4v2. Oh no. Hold on. Alright, there we go. We're back. Even just the fact that they won that break off. Guys, easy question. Easy question. LAT are now in a 4v2. My question to you guys is, what is the significance to that in relation to the wave and the fundamentals? Someone give me some answers. I want to see what you guys are giving me here. What is the importance of that? What could it allow them to do? Fantastic, Jay. Numbers advantage. You're playing to trade. At the end of the day, guys, we're playing an FPS shooter. The biggest thing that I want you guys to always consider is your numbers. You're playing off your numbers. What you see versus what you don't see. The numbers that you have. Predicting where they could be. Putting yourself in positions where you can trade. The reason why is so you can win that wave. Guys, what happens once you win that wave? Let's say you successfully trade out in a 4v2. You go 1-for-1. What happens after that? What's the significance? Just, let's work it through. What happens when you win the wave? First, number 1. There we go, guys. Come on. Jay, you cannot answer. But Kirchi, good answer. But even more, let's think of it in a step process. I need you guys to truly understand the macro here. You know where they're spawning after a clean wave. You get an idea of where they're spawning and when they're spawning. Could someone explain to me what I mean about when they're spawning? What does that mean? Something very specific, but very, very, very helpful. So you know exactly where they're spawning, but what's the significance about when? Keep tracking of kills to understand timings when picking up spawn kills. Good job, Dizzy. You know the timings, fantastic. Not only, let's be more specific about this, guys. Not only do you know the timings, but you know who and when. Because let's say if you kill a team in a particular order, let's say we kill 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's say, hypothetically, once we get a clean wave, we know where they're spawning. Once we know where they're spawning, we know exactly when they're spawning. If we know exactly when they're spawning, you can predict who off spawn you should be looking for first. What this does in the moment is, if you are a cohesive team, you're talking to each other. If you see a specific player, let's say who's third off spawn, before you see number 2 and you see number 1, that gives you a process of elimination. That gives you prediction of, yo, I think the other 2 players are taking this route. At the end of the day, guys, Call of Duty becomes a prediction game. It becomes, you're trying to think what the enemy team could be doing based on the situation you have put them in, right? Once you can understand the when and the where, you can figure out the routes that they can take. Once you can figure out the routes they can take, you can position yourself in a way to help you get that first kill of the next wave. And most importantly, guys, you can put yourself in positions. I'm saying clean wave, Kree. I'm saying a clean wave. I'm talking 3 or 4 kills, like in this situation here, or about to be here, right? And even more so, even if there's like a 1 or 2 second differential, you still get that same concept still applies, right? It still applies, but spot on. Good questioning. But the reason why this is significant is because then it allows you to put yourself in positions to trade, put yourself in positions to team shot, put yourselves in positions to shift off information. And this is how you can use teamwork to maximize the advantage you can get. Once you get a clean wave, that is the best situation on a game to maximize the advantage you have. How do you maximize the advantage after a clean wave? Can someone let me know? And this is now how hardpoint's developing. You get a clean wave, right? There's 50 seconds left. You know your win condition of this hill is to soak, right? So you know where the next wave is, okay? Give me ideas on how you maximize the advantage that we get. Yes, Cree, spot on. The positions that we play, right? So play in positions to get kills or info, right? Or being a hard kill. You know that feeling, guys? You've got the aim, you've got the arrows, but something is holding you back. You're tilting, you feel the pressure, missed opportunities. Guys, this is where my coaching comes in. Check out drule.co.uk. I train everything from your mechanics to your mindset. Learn how the pros do it. Decision making under pressure, focus, composure, mechanics, wherever it is. Check out the website, go to services. You'll have my personal coaching here, VOD review if you want, and downloadable courses for you guys if you don't have time for the 1v1. Downloadable courses that you can watch at your own pace. Check out the podcasts I've done and the journals I've written for free content. Guys, spots go quick. Check out my website. Get ready for Black Ops 7. Get yourself in that professional mindset. Book a coaching session here, guys. Thank you. But also, by bump, refill, and block, using that free life, right? This is how we maximize the advantages that we get. So there's absolutely no point, and this is what we call scamming, right? This is ultimately what you have just said, Cree, is we need to reduce the amount of times that we're scamming unless there's a trade or unless we're layering or unless it's a very specific situation. So really good. That was an easy one. Very easy one. Good answers. Exactly. Essentially like that. Yeah. So right here. Now, right here, from a flow perspective, let's go Pacavali. From a flow perspective, they just got a clean wave. Now they know where they're spawning. There's 40 seconds left, so their win condition is to soak. Now this comes to your game plan. Now your game plan is like, okay, what do we want to refill? What lanes do we want to be in? And who does what? Who does what in this situation in the setup? Because now ultimately we put all of these situations together to think, right, in this moment, what is the best decision for us? And right now you'll start to see players control market here, maybe bump out here. He might refill. Last guy's going to play to block spawns. And that's how you then start to maximize the kills that you get to be efficient with the kills that you get. Efficiency is essentially how are we in positions to focus on the right kills in relation to our objective or win condition. Could do 8. 8 could very well bump 7 if he feels like he has the timing. 6 can go red stairs. 8 could be like, yo, I'll play time. 7 come out. You know, there's a variety of different things that you can do. Also taking into account the individual timings that players will have. Very good. Very good answers. Do you think someone going top playing and controlling that? I don't agree, Killer. I really don't agree with anyone going playing. Because in my head, in my system, is I want to do the Dorito setup. I want to do the burrito setup right here. I want to be able to push out here, do something like this, and force them here. Because we funnel here. They have to take long timings here. And they cross with information from 7 either side. Right? So you can take this concept and start to apply it to a variety of different hills. So that's what I prefer. That's my game plan. And I think what they did to flip instantly was fantastic. Yes, absolutely. So exactly what I've just said, guys, right? Look at 8 refilling through market. And I don't know their game plan. This is just my experience of what I've done in previous cards. Look at Paco refilling through market instead of bumping out number 7. The reason why number 7 has it bumped out is you guys will find he doesn't feel like he has the timing to without getting caught. Maybe a nade, maybe a stun, Maybe he thinks someone's already in a position to watch him, because I've tried that a few times myself. You get caught. But now you understand what positions do you want to refill and what positions are important to help you get information, help you get kills, and help you make a decision based on that. So look at 8, refilling where he needs to. So look at BZ's probably getting stunned, and that's why they don't bump him out. But look at number 6. Again, this is what we call a system. Guys, what is a system? Explain to me what a system is. First, I want you to explain to me what a system is. And then I want you to explain to me the importance of a system. I want you guys to start developing your own system. All right, let's work it out one at a time. So now you've seen Ken refill through market. Their system is just controlling market on P1, correct? It is a way to react to certain situations. Good answer, but not necessarily no. What is a system? What's the whole point of a system? Think about the word system or game plan. We can use the word game plan, right? Right. Pacchiavelli is spot on. So, Killer, it's not preset roles necessarily. It's preset locations or positions that you want to be able to fill continuously. Filling mean when one person dies, you want to get another person to pick that up, right? Now, so if we establish that is a system, that is their game plan to play for market, number 8 has just died. Situational positioning is a very good word. I like that. Cree, you might be an A-star student. You might be a pro player in disguise. Someone make sure you check his account and his PC, right? Now, what is the importance of a system? Someone give me some answers. Someone give me some answers. Imran, what's good? All right, Dizzy, fantastic. Okay, so let's break it down, the importance of having a system. I'm going to break down the last thing that you said, Dizzy, is so you don't overthink. When you have pressure, any time that you have pressure, whether it is a tournament or whoever you're against, by having a system, you can make confident, clear decisions based on repetition without thinking. The biggest problem when players deal with pressure at the highest level, it could be any level, any form of pressure, is pressure reduces your creativity unless you already know how to play with pressure. By having a system, you can make instant, quick decisions without hesitation to do what's best for the team, right? If someone keeps hitting out market 7, doesn't have to exactly, yes. And they can take fights together, right? So having a system, or what I call a shared mental model, or a team shared mental model, everybody's on the same page to make the best decision in the moment because there's an element of consistency. Now, in game, which is more important to you guys about having a system, is in this situation, by controlling certain areas of the map, it allows making or soaking or trading the hill that much more easier. As you guys can see, if you don't have market control, it's very difficult for 7 to stay alive and do something, right? Would you guys agree? If we don't have market, or whatever the hell you call this building, it is very difficult on the blue side to do anything from that, right? Now, by having market control, it allows number 7 to soak comfortably while also playing to trade the right kills conducive to the hill. So, my question to you guys is, why are the kills market so important? Why do we consider it to be efficient? Why do we want to trade market right here if that's part of our system? Power position, good. Kills in market doesn't make number 7 tweak, good. Very good. Sit comfortably, right? So hopefully you guys are starting to understand Exactly. Number 7 can focus on time. It makes it easier for you guys to have, power positions. It makes it easier for you guys to get information quickly. It makes it easier for you guys to trade. And that's how you make use of advantageous situations, right? That is why a system is so important. And that is why trading the right areas of the map are very important. They could, for their system, continuously take this. But the problem is, you're not in a position to trade out time if they have the other side of the map. By controlling certain areas of the map continuously, it sets up the ability to soak time, to trade, and to funnel them into disadvantageous positions without thinking about it in the moment. Right? That's why certain teams will hold certain areas, because it's the most useful. But let's say even then, let's say we hard block it. Let's say we're hard blocking and we're doing something like this. Well, it doesn't make sense to continuously refill this because it's not conducive to the time. The trades towards time are very difficult and you can't soak reliably, right? That's the main point of having a system. Refilling and controlling the right lanes. Very good, guys. Excellent. And now you see Ken's playing for market. Perfect. Now you're in a position where you could do something about it. Okay, let's see what LAT do off spawn. You see number 1 refilling market again. You see how hard it is for number 7 to do something. Very difficult for them to do something. Now it's 13 seconds. Let's see how LAT play this. Right, they're playing to try and play ahead. They know you have scrap time. They know you have old. So let's see if we can try and break it. Yeah, he has exactly. Yeah, exactly. So right here, I like this. Not bad. Okay, so I know LAT do want to play for the blue side. Number 7 is keeping the game controlled. Scrap is re-pinching this. Wonderful job. All right, let's see how they play this situation. 56 seconds left. Win condition is just trying to get initial control. Let's see their flow here. Okay. What is good about this? Good system. He has the cut to mid. He has the power positions. But what is he not doing? Yes, good. Good. Very good. Read the pressure. Exactly. He is buying time here, right? During this wave, he's letting the game come to him. Why is it important in this situation he lets the game come to him? Why is it important? So I want you guys to think about it from a wave perspective. Why is he letting the game come to him? Yes, good, Shiham. Fantastic. He's the first guy in the flow, right? He's the first guy in the flow of the next wave. He's playing a guarantee. This is what we call a guarantee. He's playing a guarantee to make it a 4v3 in the wave. Think about the weapon he has, right? Which, not necessarily too much of a factor here, but let's consider it anyway. But most importantly, the reason why he's not just banging out like a lunatic is because he's bringing his teammates into the play to try and get a guarantee. Yeah, no, 100%, Apollo, 100%. So, we'll move the weapon he has to the side, but he's playing an off angle, playing a creddy, trying to get the first kill of the next wave to then enable his teammates to get into the play, right? They're keeping the game controlled here. They have the side that they want. He's refilling a power position that they want. What's good, Blasi? He's taken good space, but what I need you guys to start understanding is you don't have to do too much, but not doing too much doesn't mean you turtle. Right here, Scrap's not turtling. He's pushed out and got space, but he realizes based on where they're spawning and the kills and the order of kills that have gone down, how much of the map control he can get. This is Scrap doing his 25%. When people say, yo guys, make sure you do your 25%, this is a perfect example of doing 25. Making the game come to him. Exactly, Baron. You let the game come to you. You bring your teammates into the play. You play a guarantee because it's on OpTic to clear all of these corners, which then opens up for him. He's in a hybrid spot where he can help in either lane, and he's just playing the wave for what it is. Very good. This is what 25% looks like. Sending my Venmo is insane. So very good. Guys, one of the biggest things about this game is because it's so difficult to control. Whenever you get in positions with map control, whenever you get in positions with space and you're refilling power positions, let the game come to you. Do what you can. No scams. It's very important in advantageous positions, unless you're using your free life, not to scam. He doesn't have a free life here. Why does he not have a free life here? Why does he not have a free life? Can someone explain to me? Why am I not saying in this situation he should be banging out using his free life? Good. Good. Very good. Yes. So, in this situation, he can't use his free life because the wave has just started. He's not done his job yet. He's not done his kill, right? Now, if they get the next wave, then he can go use his free life because then he can layer. Now we're in a new wave. You got to play the first kill of the new wave. Respect the space that he has. Bring his teammates into play. They don't have full map control. Once they do, then they can use his free life. Very good. If he dies, 7 is tweaking alone in hill, especially after 2 die. Well, that's fine. Because guess what? He's going to refill here. And you do it all again. Because they still have to overextend. And this is now a system. Remember the system we talked about for P1? Well, a lot of teams have that same system for P2. Where they'll play hill, but they'll refill this first. Right? So if you're in hill buying time, you refill this, he dies, 8 can buy his time on the pinch and get information, do what he needs to do, and then they can trade out and fight anyway, right? So this is very good off angle from Ernie here. You see Paco's been picked up on the pinch. Now, look at number 6, refilling towards time. I would maybe say, okay, 6 refill towards the hotel stairs. Oh, guess what he's doing, guys? What is he doing? Guys, what is he doing? Someone tell me, what is he doing right now? Someone tell me right now. He's refilling hotel stairs. Wow. Yo, guys, gas me up right now. It's almost like you have a system and you stick to that system, and that's how you introduce consistency in the way you play, and that's how you promote teamwork. Like I just said, if it's open, people are going to refill it. Right? And so just to give you that example here, if Ernie does die, well, number 6 is in a fantastic position to team fight anyway. What's good, Ken? I mean, he ends up dying, but look at that. He ends up dying, taking that fight, whatever. 7's taking the same fight as Ken, and 5 going to die to Shotzi, but 7 ends up trading confidently and taking the team fight. Right, one more thing. I want to know, why are systems also important? Using this example, and I want you to look at the kill feed. Why are systems important? Right, I'm going to give you a clue. Trust me, you'll start to understand why systems are important. Look at 6 and look at 7. What does 6 and 7 basically do? So you see it here. He's fighting, boom. Team shoot. There we go, man. So when you have systems and you refill the right areas of the map and you play, what's good, Cali? And you play power positions tight to each other, without thinking, you are naturally in positions to take the same gunfights. Call of Duty, ever since I've been in the league, is about when you get a system, when you get into these positions, how do you team fight? If you guys know anything about League of Legends, you know League of Legends is group up in some situations and fight together. If one engages, we all go, right? This is how, when you are in an advantageous position, to maximize the advantages that you get by understanding what your system is, you will naturally take fights together, right? Yo, what's good, Scony? Any tips to call it? Hand warmers. Get hand warmers. We, as pros, I always got my guys hand warmers. Always. Electric hand warmers or the manual ones. That is why understanding how you refill towards a teammate, aping together, allows you to take fights together without thinking about it. Guys, pro COD is about speed. You want to make decisions and do things fast. In order to make decisions and do things fast, what do you need? You need a goddamn system. And guess what? You don't always have to follow your system, but because you have a system and somebody doesn't follow it, you can adapt. And that's how you make decisions as an option on the fly. Good, good. Now we're thinking. Now we're thinking. Right, so right here, a BZ if he wanted could use a free life. But what is he doing again? We're refilling the right areas. Ken's hit a pinch. Oh my god. All right, it's beautiful. All right. Okay, so first thing I could say, you know what? I don't necessarily mind the pinch. I could say I'm a stickler for this of understanding when to pitch. So they're all spawned up and he pinches. Very good, right? I don't mind this, okay? They have control. I don't really like the fact that he's pinching here because he can just refill through time, but it is what it is, right? But guys, look at this. So right here, the importance of this, guys, is look, Ken's hitting the pinch. After they get the first kill, look at Paco here. Look at him, look at him, look at him. Yum! Bro, he's like, look at him. Bro, look at him. He's going. Look at him. the guy's like a fucking Japanese train, bro. He got activated. He's like, phew. Hey, what's good, Kyle? How you doing, my guy? Hey, Kyle, congrats. Huge congrats. But, Kyle, foot on the gas. Great win. Get back to the lab and take what's yours, big dog. Good shit. Paco, bro, he's just gone. He's moving. This is how I know these guys are playing with confidence and they're doing things together and the BZ's playing to trade. Ken forces them to turn. Exactly. You could even argue, what if Ken was in a position refilling to take the fights together? Either or, right? Hydra has always been one of those players that knows when to hit the brakes and when to put the float. Yeah, he has been. Always. Very good. So right here, okay. They're playing towards new. I was going to say, because I don't know if they end up breaking this here, is why would you not, let's say, why would you not recharge this with 4 seconds left? You know you don't have the timing for new right here. My question would be is why not ape out here and then just bully out this way and then get him waiting. All right, so right here, okay, let's see what LA2 3 seconds left here. 7 and 6 take the fight all and guarantee the kill or trade. 5 cuts mid. Exactly. I'm thinking something similar. I'm thinking, I mean, they end up getting the kill anyway, right? But I'm thinking, why not the wave before do this? Why not just keep it stupid simple and ape out? After Kenny gets 2, so right here, Kenny gets 2. I'm thinking, why does Ernie and Paco not bang out here and then set up the next wave to then try and push through and start spawning them behind, right? And then you can, once you make kills, once you have numbers, you can take the quickest route towards the time. So right here, I'm thinking 5 would have already been with 4. I mean, Dashi gets a fucking heroic kill here. So if Brandon doesn't get 2, they're fine. 7's there, 5 is there. We ape out together. 3 will start spawning slightly deeper. And then, but we're still pushing out. And then this guy you'll kill will end up spawning behind. And you push through with numbers. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. Instead of then doing it the wave after, right? Because like in this situation, they don't already have new. So they can't beat the timing to new. And then you're under the assumption, okay, maybe they already have one at new, right? And then look at where you're spawning. It tells you that they have already mid control where you're spawning. You're spawning deep. And then, yeah, you're taking staggered fights new. They just group up. Once they understand they can't beat them to new, group up, bang out old, especially and specifically after Ken's got 2 of that wave. Bang out old, help each other, push through with 10 seconds left, flip maybe 1 or 2 behind while you're looking for 2. Obviously, as you're playing it, you can determine how many people you're looking for. And then once you have the kills, QRP towards time, bang in there from both ways. But it'd be interesting to see how they break it here. Do a 2-2. And then you can start going like all the way around here. Because it's kind of hard to take the QRP towards time if all they're going to do is consistently cut towards, cut where forwards towards mid. But I mean, Scrap gets one of the best two pieces I've ever seen, by the way. This is insane, by the way. Look at this. Look at this. This is stupid. This is Mercules we're talking about here. And he gets that kill. Wait, hello? And then Paco. Okay. All right, chat. Simple one. Simple one. When it comes to your systems on P3, what should the first thing always be? What is the first thing you want to refill always? Very easy one. Very, very easy. Plane control. Good men. Good men. Very easy. Spot on. Yeah, always refill Godheady. This is the hill. As far as you guys are concerned, this is your hill. Right? Then you can refill through time. And then you can take fights together and team shot wherever you think they're coming from. All right, guys? Tell me. What should 5 be saying here? What should 5 be thinking in his head here? Here's a clue. Give me something, big man. Give me something. Yeah, you know somebody's going to be around pinching here. Anytime you get that. Yeah, very good. Solid. Yes, good. Very, very good. But yeah, no, so far, Ken playing with confidence. Ken is playing with confidence. He's not hesitating in the decision he wants to make. He's taking aggressive gunfights. Because if you don't play aggressive on this game sometimes, you're just fucked. The game's too fast to be playing static. The game is too fast to be playing passive. If you're not always being the one that's being aggressive, the game's just going to feel so difficult for you. Wait, hold on. What happened here? They end up spawning out. Okay, Paco's doing a good job playing his life here. I see the vision. I do kind of see it. I would have preferred. Nah, it's nitpicking. It's nitpicking. Because I'm thinking in hindsight, like, what if Paco relies on his teammates to kill these guys and he just, like, gets progression for them, right? Can you imagine? Because I get it. He's trying to get him out. But then now they know he's here because nobody spawns in, so they don't know he's going to be there. But they know, like, he's missing. And it's like, I'm thinking, what if he just waits for his teammates because they don't know and he can play and he can, like, kind of push up. Let's see this here. So, like, they know they're missing Paco. So right here, they know they're missing Paco, right? They know. You're looking for one, they know. So he's probably like, okay, if they know I'm missing, I'm going to have to make a kill, get my teammates out towards me. But the only issue I have here is then they're just going to instantly exactly know where he is and turn around instead of, like, that 2 or 3 second that he could potentially buy. But that's just nitpicking. I feel like that's just nitpicking. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Coping. That's what I'm saying. Man, this shit gets confusing at this level. I mean, that's why you're here. And that's why you're always here. Yeah, they do sort of like a poor job of blocking the back, especially when Hill starts to pop here. So when 4 spawns out, 4's like, yo, I spawned out. You make the first kill, get to the back. Yo, are we blocking? Are we blocking? Are we blocking? No, they don't. They don't do that. And that was actually a very surprising misplay from OpTic, because I would expect them to, like, be on lock with that. Because at worst, they would have caused parallels. At worst. Yeah, I think so too. I think right here. I mean, number 3 is up top, though. Yeah. I mean, they help each other, fantastic. And then they kind of like someone just has to back off. No, but then again. Yeah, I mean, then again, they're thinking Brandon's going to spawn in. They're thinking Brandon's going to spawn in when I'm thinking they're thinking Brandon's going to spawn in when P4 pops. And then he would have spawned towards the back. And then that guy would have spawned out, right? But then as soon as he's like, yo, block the back right now, then they're just going to bang out behind. I guess it's just one of them, like, unfortunate scenarios. Like, in the moment, you're not fast enough to, like, you're thinking one thing. He's probably thinking, yo, I should spawn at the back now, based on when he dies. He doesn't. Then it's like, okay, never mind. Yo, someone go to the back. Why do Hook's position? Do they get that spawn? Where's Hook's position? All right. Did he hold his cam or was it too early? It was too early probably. 1, 2, yeah. Wait, hold on. All right, let's see when Brandon dies here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he holds it. If Hill was unlocked, yeah, no. If P4 had popped, it would have been completely fine. It's just one of them in the moment where he's probably calling out, yo, I should spawn at the back. I'm good. Doesn't. And then probably like panic calling out, yo, block the back. But these guys are already in fights. Like number 2's already in a fight. Number 3's probably tweaking about someone. Tweaking about 6. Number 1 here. It's just a misplay. You could say, yo, be more careful, but like someone's out of the play and it's not efficient. You can always go backwards. It's just you got to time it. So it is what it is right there. Like right here, number 3 just back off completely. But obviously even then I don't think he still has the timing to get towards the back, or even number 1. I'd say number 3, but he doesn't even have the timing to get to the back in the moment. So even if he did, number 8 could have potentially spawned there. Yes, Scurf. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Under the assumption that Dashie would have spawned in towards the back because they probably thought they counted it. Right. So that was just unfortunate, but very lucky for LAT though. Bloody hell, an hour just to do 4 hills? Am I doing the whole map? Wait, guys, you guys yap for way too long. Respectfully, you guys in my chat, you yapping way too long. It's been 50 minutes and I'm only on P4. Like, what are we doing? Can we speed through this? Can you guys give me answers quicker? I'm blaming all of you guys. All right, good P4 here. I'll probably do like another 10 minutes and then put it on YouTube. I mean, yeah, they end up spawning towards the back. Number 6 is telling you exactly where OpTic are going to spawn. They're cutting. I'll blame Echo too. No, good hold from LAT. Good trades. What do we have here, baby? We got a free life. We're going to push out. Next wave, we're going to spawn them behind us. Number 8 banging out. If you watch my legend clip, Paco's limit testing. We're trying to flip them with 12 seconds. Yeah, I'll blame Echo too. All right, 6 seconds left. Let's see how they break this P5. I'm interested to see how they do it. All right, nice. All right, first guy taking a route. Nice, I like this. First guy taking a route. Now, the key, and we talked about this last locker room, is when they are breaking, are they number 1 taking the right routes? Are they taking complementary routes to help each other trade? And are they in positions where they fight at the same time? What I'm going to be looking for here is him taking his time, him playing for information, 8 and 7 taking complementary routes based on this to fight together. Okay, guys, my question to you is, when it comes to breaking, what is one of the most important things in breaking a setup? I need those 3 points of emphasis in your code somewhere. Wait, the Zoomer one? Right, hold on. Before kills, before we even talk about kills, what do we need to do? Playing together for trades, kills, do it together. All right, I'm going to count this as number 2, right? Together. So this is what we call complementary routes or to trade, right? But even more good. Hold on. Banging is going to be like step 4, right? Banging is going to be this, right? Or QRP if you get kills. But what is even more important than all of them? It's basically what Copin has just said. Yeah, taking the right routes is definitely one. Taking routes is, but when you take routes, what are we trying to do? Info! Yes, Calvin! Yes, Calvin! Guys, when you play Call of Duty... Hey, what's good, V2? When you are playing Call of Duty, if you play this game for 20,000 hours, you are going to get in situations like this. You will start to understand where people are going to play it and how people are going to be set up. In this situation, you could argue LAT are actually in not a bad situation or a bad spot, right? It's because look at the amount of map that they have. They know that OpTic can't be in any of this. If you play Call of Duty for 20,000 hours and you get in this situation, you will start to understand and predict how teams are going to be set up, right? Why does it become easy? Why does it become easier to understand where players are going to be set up? Give me a sort of idea. What are we trying to do? Them three. What are we trying to do here? Good. Yeah, process of elimination. They're going to be in power positions or they're scamming. Very good. Common spots. Very good. Hot spots, whatever you want to call it. Common spots, hot spots, positions of power, whatever word you want to use. When you are breaking a hill, there are only so many places where people are going to be. Your job in step number 1 of a break is trying to figure out who and what. Who and where, sorry. Who, where, how many. Because then what you can do is you can adapt from the information in the moment to trade kills, to isolate people, to feel like you are everywhere on the map. When you are breaking, you are trying to deny the advantage that the enemies have. You do this by feeling like you are everywhere on the map. What we are trying to do is we're trying to force 2v1s. We're trying to force numbered fights for us, and we're trying to give them, reduce their numbered fights, right? So, him playing information, long story short, these guys playing information of how these guys are setting up will then decide what fights they want to take in order to isolate their setup. You make a setup useless by isolating enemies. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, he's the last guy. Yeah, he's the last guy. He's trying to keep this guy, from what I see, honest on him. This guy can't do anything, so technically, they're in a 3 versus 2. He can't do anything. He can't do anything. Use your numbers. Bang out. Right? Exactly, Cree. But what you'll start to find is every single team, and this is where pros start to get very predictable, is they start to play default setups. They play too much on structure, which although it makes sense, absolutely, sometimes if you play a team that know what they're doing, you can punish and isolate. So what we would do in the CDL, when I was in the CDL, is once you play certain teams, you can figure out exactly the setup they're going to be. Once you know exactly the setup you're going to be, you cook your nades, you cook your stuns, you set up breaks like that to then isolate people and then trade out after that. But of course, these are assumptions. When you have assumptions, you're painting that picture. As you get information, you make a decision off that picture. Yeah, 100%. All right, so let's see how they break it here. So Ernie's like, yo, I know one person's at the back, right? I know he's at the back. We can either isolate him or make him useless, right? Yes, I do. So Paco gets one. So what are they doing here? Are you seeing this? Are you seeing the way LAT have broken here? When you break a setup, we're trying to minimize the advantage that they get. Look how they make number 1 useless out of the trades. All because of 5's information, right? He says, yo, he's towards the back. So this is the step 1. This is the info, right? With the info, you can either isolate or make them useless, right? So when you isolate or make them useless, in this situation, they decided to make number 1 useless. So what they do is they play to trade out top green, trade out what we call a progression spot so your teammates can get to you. Number 6 is taking his time to try and distract number 2 as much as he can. Activates once the first kill. Activates a bit too early. Now 7 is going to play for 2. Keep him honest. And these guys are now in a 2v1 while number 1 is tweaking. And look at how they break. 7 ends up killing 2. So what happens here, guys? We're in a 3 versus 2. We now take the quickest route possible towards the time, and we keep it stupid simple and trade. And look how they then collapse on time with number 5 cutting number 1, pushing out this way. When number 6 spawns, we'll tell you where OpTic are going to be after that, right? So let's see how this plays. Jumps on him, all good. All it came down to was a couple of gunfights. And if 1 or 2 gunfights went their way, this is genuinely a perfect break. If Ken stayed alive a little bit and Paco ended up not doing this, if Paco ended up killing number 3 here, look at this. If Paco ended up killing number 1 or number 3, they break the hill. But it stems from how you want to break a setup, right? You guys understanding? Are you guys understanding now how you want to break? So that's why when you push, when you activate, and how you play off the information to trade is very, very, very important. And when there's pressure, sometimes players will start to make plays and take timings that they don't have. And on that note, that's going to be a fantastic Twitter clip. Let's get some 8s going.